Okay, hi guys. So, this will be part two of my protection series. We touched on basically everything, like in terms of what needs to be protected and how you need to start getting yourself protected. So now we're going to talk about actual things that you can do, like powders and all that things. Like, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of recipes if you like. So I have them written down here. Um, I teach spiritual classes, and this actually comes from one of my spiritual classes. So I will actually be posting the link down below if you guys would like it. Um, but let's see if I can find it. Yep, there we go. Okay, so as stated before, protection is another part of your spiritual growth, but it's also a starting point of your spiritual journey. There's plenty of ways to protect yourself, like I've stated before. You have yourself and your environment to protect, right? Um, but how you do that is through candles, through sigils, through talismans, through energy work. You can even do it through powders. You can have different herbal blends, different oils, uh, jars. You can even do a couple of witches bottles. Okay, so get a pen and paper. The first blend is very, very simple, and it is salt, rosemary, and cinnamon. Okay, you can use that as a barrier, but you can also use it as a candle dressing. Um, Now, protection salt, no protection blend number two is cayenne pepper, sulfur, salt, red pepper flakes, and cinnamon. Do not burn this. It goes on the barrier of your house. Do not apply it to your skin. Cinnamon can burn, but it can, for those who have sensitive skin, it is not great. So it's same thing with cayenne pepper and sulfur. Do not put that on your skin. Okay, do not put that. Do not burn that in a candle. Uh, do not put it in the oil. That is for barrier use only. So you're outside. If you have pets, I wouldn't even suggest you putting it in your doorways. I would suggest putting it on the a little bit at a time in the corners of your yard. Okay, north, south, east, west, corners of your yard. Do not. Uh, I wouldn't even put it in the windows if you have cats. I wouldn't put it in the thresholds of the doors if you have dogs or cats. I wouldn't do that. Because sulfur can be harmful to them. Red pepper flakes can be harmful to them. So can cinnamon. So I wouldn't do that. So that is barrier only. The first blend that I gave you can be used for candle work and barriers, but the second one is only for barrier use only. And I'm only repeating that because I don't want nobody to be like, "Oh my God, you did this. You told me to do this and da." I am warning you. This is only for barrier use only. So try me if you want to. Okay. Also, okay. So a blend of hot put powder or what I like to call bitch be gone. Okay. This is for people who don't know that they're worn out their welcome and they need to leave you the fuck alone. Okay, this is also for barrier use only. It is cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, cinnamon, black pepper, and salt. Okay, so those are just three things that you can use. So as protection, those are three powders or herbal blends. Now you can do your own fucking research, and when working with herbs and crystals, please do your research thoroughly. Do not just Google some shit and think that's how it works. Like, don't just Google protection powders or protection blends and then write down everything there. No, don't do that. Actually research each herb, because you don't know if you may have a adverse effect as well. So if you do these blends, I would, especially the first one, even though it's mundane, it's just like 3 ingredients, I would at least do a test spot on the back of your hand just in case you are sensitive to it. That blend, the first blend, will not hurt animals at all, so it should be fine. But I said the second blend would I think, hold on. Yeah, the first blend. The first blend I had rosemary, salt, and cinnamon. That should be fine, but cinnamon and cayenne pepper together would not be great for animals. Okay, so that was the second blend. The first blend has just rosemary, cinnamon, and salt. It should be fine. So with those, you would want to actually do a whole. Once you got your blends together, or crystals, or whatever you want to use, I would suggest you taking a whole day and protecting your house, warding up each door, window, mirror, whatever you want to do, like your land, your area. I would suggest you taking a whole day and making a whole day affair. You know, you can even start with a ritual bath. For those who don't know what a ritual bath is basically you having herbs and crystals and candles and with a certain intent of helping your spiritual self prepare for the next ritual that's coming after. So you just make a whole day of it, and I will tell you, you're going to be drained. If you're not drained, you're not doing it correctly. I don't care what the fuck you say. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Especially if you've never done this before. If you've never done this before and you're not drained after you're doing it wrong. You just sat and wasted your time, spirit's time, and you possibly just wasted herbs and crystals. You got to do this with conviction. You got to do it with strong intent. You are protecting something that is yours. You're protecting your vessel. You're protecting you, your environment, your friends and family. You're protecting all of that. So act like it. You are to invoke the spiritual essence of a warrior, because you are protecting. Okay? Don't get up here playing. Because you play, your spirit team is going to whoop your ass. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So make sure that you are creating an environment of protection and peace, not protection and chaos. Okay? So after you have protected yourself and your environment, because we talked about in the video before this one, is when you're protecting yourself, you have your own personal mantras, your personal talismans, all these type of things. Once you've done all of that and you've protected your environment, you can also extend the protection to your loved ones as well. They don't have to be near you to be protected by you. You can actually keep like say for instance, okay, I'm showing you on my phone. Say for instance, I want all my friends to be protected, right? So I have a sacred symbol, a symbol that is very sacred to me, right? And that's the helm's a hand and the skull. I love the skull, right? So if that is a protection for me, what I would do, say for instance, I go to one of my friends' contacts and I would put a skull next to their name so they are always protected. right? They're always protected. So I'm gonna show it to you guys. So see, this is my friend Alexis, right? And I will put a skull near her name, so she's protected. Okay, and that's how you do that. You don't have they don't have to be near you to be protected. Now the ones that are in the house with you, the way you cleanse and protect yourself is the way you can do them. Babies, I would suggest um, doing like a salt and rosemary blend with a little bit of rue. If you have that, if you don't, it's okay. But salt and rosemary, and then you take a little bit of olive oil and make like a small paste, and just draw a sigil on the baby's head, on the top of the baby's head, for protection. Or you can do, like in some cultures, they make bracelets of protection for the babies as well. I do know certain African tribes, certain Native American tribes have their bracelets for the children. They also have necklaces that they make. They also have certain hairstyles that they use, but I don't recommend trying to take verbatim what they're doing. I suggest that you follow your own ancestors' way of protection. This is the reason why I talked about that in the first video. Learn your ancestors' way of protection. My ancestors' way of protection was weaponry. Like they would teach us how to use weapons, especially since I grew up on the farm. They'll teach us how to do that, but they would always teach us how to recognize certain signs when some shit is about to go and when it's about to pop off. They made sure that the males in the family were in some sort of physical sport. But the females in the family, we had to learn how to handle animals and stuff. But yeah, so my ancestors have learned how to work land and how to learn how to protect the land itself and their family. And so that's what I did. I started learning about the ways they did it. And yeah, so that's how I keep up with it. And of course, you can also do a tattoo if you're old enough. Protection is key. So I hope that some of this information helps you guys. And if you have any questions, comment down below. Subscribe, stay a while. I have a whole list to work out. Okay, so I have a whole list. So yeah, you're gonna be seeing a lot of my face. Also, this concludes the wrap up of the protection series. So if you have any questions, or if I feel like there should be an add-on to this series, I'll do another video. But as it stands right now, I don't think there's anything else I could say. But I'll talk to you guys later, and you have a nice day, okay? All right.